you know.
Tracks, I mean, you say that your parents were into the Northern Soul. I mean, of course, you must have got into it yourself and listened to some tracks. Is there any tracks that sort of stand out in your mind that sort of you would not you know, sort of classics or whatever you want to say, but just things that stick out in your mind and you say, you know, hey, that's a good track?
Yeah, I mean, the last one we just played, well, it's not really a Northern Soul track, but Billy Ocean. It's just got that Northern Soul stomping beat to it. But as for Northern Soul itself, I mean, I like the ones like Judy Street, What, which is, you know, a staple of the, you know, the Northern Soul scene. I like, there's a white guy called Reuben Howell, Sun Can't Stop a Man in Love, which is a fantastic record. The MVP, Turning My Heartbeat Up. Who else have we got? Evelyn Thomas, Weak Spot. So there's few. I mean,
I used to like. Sorry. The one I used to like that stuck out in my mind was Mr. Flood's Party compared to What.
I don't know that.
It's a classic Northern Soul. I mean, who was the guy? I seen him on the TV the other night. The DJ that's down there.
That's Barry Wilmore. Barry Wilmore's a guru. He lives and breathes Northern Soul. He does.
Good. So Barry, if you're listening, I'm sure you know Mr. Flood's Party. I mean, he must have sort of a massive collection over the years.
Yeah.
But is he using? What's he using? He's using MP3. Is he?
Yeah, MP3. On
okay. All right. So I mean, going to an MP3. I mean, he's had to take a lot of time to build his library back up, surely. But he knew the stuff anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. I mean, when I speak to Barry, it's like speaking to my father. You know, his noise is incredible. You know, he can tell you what the Matrix says on the runoff groove. You know, my father and what label, what year it come out. You know, who was singing backing singers. It's crazy.
They normally do, and I mean, they also say, oh, you know, it's on this label, it's that label. But if you look very carefully, engraved on the Matrix. On the Matrix is you know, it'll tell you the date of birth of the guy or something.
And then they'll tell you which labels it was released on, which was the original demonstration copy, which was the import in England. You know. But it's the same with me, with my scene, and like the house music scene. I'm similar to that. You know, if someone shows me a record I used to play, say, yeah, blah, 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 it's produced by this, came out on this label, it was from France originally. You know, it's just, if you're a vinyl lover, it's something, you know, you look at what it says on the record. It's a bit different with MP3s.
With me, it was a case of, this record's a hit, people danced to it, and I played it. I wasn't what you call a vinyl guru like yourself, or Barry, who sort of like was really into them and knew everything about them. All I knew was, hey, this record filled the floor, I'll talk and I'll get them on the floor, and away we go. But there's a big difference. How did you find Barry?
Barry? He's great. I mean, he's a great guy, and he came along with a friend, a mutual friend, John Howarth. He said he knew a guy who would be interested. So again, this is in the early stages. We met up with Barry, had a chat, and he was over the moon about it, you know. Because I checked the forums previous when we first came up with the idea, and there was something back in 2008, I think, on Thai saying that someone tried to do a Northern Soul night then, but it didn't work too well. So, somebody's had a go and it failed. I thought, you know.
Well, it's one of these things where when you put on something like a Northern Soul night, which is a specialised night, but for a good cause, of course, you've got to go to every media. You've got to. It doesn't matter what people say about you. You've got to go to all the media platforms. You've got to say, hey, this is what we're doing. This is where we are. And, you know, these guys will help you to a certain extent. But, of course, it's advertising. But also, as you know, in the Northern Soul scene, in the old Northern Soul scene, and these guys know all about that, it's word of mouth.
Yes.
I mean, that's where it's going to come from. You know, the main source of it, I would imagine.
I mean, at the last event, I mean, the people who turned up, who I wouldn't expect to turn up. I see other networking events. I mean, we're not a networking event, but other events I go to in Pattaya, and these guys had come along. I was very surprised. You know, it wasn't for them, but they'd heard about the buzz about it, and the guys loved it.
And are these guys that didn't know anything about Northern Soul, or have not been to any Northern Soul nights before?
Exactly. Yeah, they've never been to Northern. Some of them watch Northern Soul. So, well, you like you know Motown music? You know, it's similar to Motown. You know, I said, oh no. We might come along, and that many people turned up, or you know, I wouldn't think it'd turn up. You know, they did. They enjoyed it. And
for all you guys, we'll just give them a quick insight into it. I mean, this is my uptake on it, and tell me if I'm wrong here. This was guys from the north that couldn't get the sounds that they wanted to get. Went over to America, found the soul sounds that they could get, you know, the music they were playing over there, brought it back, and Northern Soul, is that what you would say?
No, well, there's that many different, there's not much conjecture about it, but the one that everyone seems to go with is a lot of Northerners that go down to London and buy records, and Dave Godden had a record shop.
That's right.
So when all the Northerners come down, just tell them it's Northern Soul and sell them back, because if they weren't buying what the Londoners were buying, it was a different sort of beat, it was a faster beat, a bit more up-tempo. So that's
Soul City. Covent Garden.
Yeah, I think so, yeah, that's right, yeah, Soul City. I don't know about Covent Garden, but yeah, Soul City.
Soul City, Covent Garden, London, which was run by the journalist, Dave Godden,
That's it, that's correct.
Okay, and so is that the version that people sort of stick
Yeah,
to?
that's it. I mean, I asked my father, and he said, "Yeah, that's right, that's correct."
Okay, hey, if your father says it's right,
Yeah,
mate, that's
right.
it. We're not
Yeah.
arguing. And Eve having a birthday as well. We can't argue with her, can we?
No, and it's similar to like the house music scene. People say how they get house music. Now, it was a misconception because it was produced in a house, which is rubbish. There was an old club in late 80s, well, early 80s in Chicago called the Warehouse.
That's right.
So people would go to record shops, and similar to the Northern Soul scene, would say, "Have you got any warehouse music?"
Yeah.
And say, "Yeah, warehouse music is over here," and then it just got shortened down to house music.
Right.
And similar, "Have you got any garage music?"
Yeah.
It wasn't because it was made in a garage. It was because most of their music was played at a New York club called Paradise Garage.
Do you realise?
That's how it
Do you
came about.
realise you just shattered all my memories? Okay, stay with us, Earl Brown on 105. Back with some more music, and of course back with Earl in the studio to put us up to date and tell us what's happening around Pattaya with the Northern Soul Night up and coming this Saturday.
We've got a new guest DJ. Every event, we rotate the guest DJs, and we've had quite a lot of correspondence from DJs wanting to play. It's just trying to fit them all in, as we're only every 3 months.
Right.
So this time we've got a guy called Claudio Girardi. I hope I pronounced his name right. He's gonna do an hour.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, Girardi. I think it's Girardi. Oh, that's right, Claudio.
Claudio.
Claudio's an old Wigan boy, so I'd be interested to hear what he's playing that night. So it should be good fun.
Does anybody, or is that, I mean, I'm just sort of asking a few questions here. Has anybody turned up with any memorabilia from a Northern Soul Night?
Not yet, but this time there will be some memorabilia there. Well, not memorabilia, but more. I don't want to give too much away.
No, that's fine. That's
but
okay.
It'll be there on display. That's all I can say.
Oh, that's pretty cool. As long as it's not my bag of lost in Blackpool Maker in 1953 with my wallet in, I'm not really bothered.
That'll have been a scouser.
Yeah. And what about? Can I just sort of? When we was talking about the Thai people getting into the Northern Soul music, are any of them picking up the kind of dancing as well, or are they doing their own thing?
They're doing their own thing. They're a little bit shy at first. I think as soon as the wine starts flowing, they like to get on the floor and dance.
Yeah.
When they look at actual, the authentic Northern Soul dancing, I mean, I can't do that. My father can, but I try my best. And they look at him, just amazed. But these guys are still, busting moves out, in their not the twilight of the years, but when they're more mature.
I watched some on the first one I went to. I was watching some of the guys, and they weren't young, spring chickens. They were, they're older guys, but they can still do the moves. They've still got it, and some of them, they look very, very good, and it brought back a lot of memories.
I think the backflips are out nowadays, but they're shuffling and they're spinning. I think they're still going well.
Well, they just stick to the back.
Yeah.
Forget the flip.
Yeah.
All right, stay with us. Are you going to come back one more time before?
Yep, sure.
Before we go, okay. The news on the way from around the city, and then back with me alone in the studio, and of course a classic track, one of Earl's favourites. There you go, certainly my heartbeat, of course, the was it the MP3s, isn't it, or something?
MVPs.
Well, I've got MP3s on my mind now, haven't I? The MVPs. Now, one question we have got in, which is on the email, Earl, is why are you holding this event every 3 months?
As opposed to every month.
Every month,
every 2 months.
every month, every 2. Why are you doing it every 3 months?
Doing it every 3 months keeps it fresh. And it's not, I mean, it's like with networking events over the weekends in Pattaya. I mean, just trying to get the right night.
Yeah.
We have to plan ahead. We're not conflicting or other networking events at Chambers, etc., or a condo launch, etc.
Yeah.
So we do it that's one of the reasons. Also, again, keep it fresh. Everyone looks forward to it then. I think if we did it every month, even if, there were other events on, it becomes stale. And then, obviously, the organising behind it as well.
The organising behind it, you said, I mean, this is, to you, I know you're doing it for charity, and it's great of you and everybody to do it for charity, but it is like having another job.
Oh, it is, yeah. I mean, we've got to go out and look for sponsors every 3 months, and we've got to, liaise with the venue, and the post and the printers, and everything like that. I mean, it's when you've got a full-time job as well and a family, it's
more pressure.
It is more pressure, yeah, and it's always the final week, like this week, it's just hectic, but everything's coming into place nicely.
Yeah, and how have you accumulated the volunteers that have been helping you? Has that been okay?
Well, no, the DJs help out with us now. It's myself and Ever, as you know, and then the people at the venue as well, the owner of the venue, were Wombat and Boomerang. And we had a couple of other people helping out as well, drop off posters and flyers for us. So yeah, it comes together nicely.
Did you ever get that sort of, when you first started out and you went to a sponsor and you said, "Hi, my name's Earl Brown, we're going to start a Northern Soul Night here in Pattaya," and the guy turned around and goes, "You're mad."
We didn't have that, no, but the people like, well, what's Northern Soul?
Yeah.
I'm like, what, you don't know what Northern Soul is? But no, it was difficult to try and sell the product, but now we're getting sponsor requests all the time, because we're getting, not global, but we're getting out there, Australia, back in England, we're in a printed magazine in England about one of his events, we're in Italy and Bangkok, so the sponsorship, you do get a lot for the value, and we're always looking for new sponsors, so they can contact us anytime.
Well, as we've got to say, I mean, as we know, Pattaya is a massive city, and it's growing and growing all the time. You know, the figures here at the moment are around about 8 million that are visiting Pattaya at this time. As we know, City Hall are doing more and more to get those figures up. So people coming from around the world and UK and all over are into Northern Soul. I mean, if this continues, it's going to be a good venue for us, and it's building all the time, Will.
Yeah, I think it'd be fantastic, yeah. I mean, it's logistics-wise of actual Pattaya itself. You know, that many people coming here, like I said, it's going to be great.
So so what you have got to think about is this: as it's building and building and building, you've got to find bigger and bigger venues.
Well, we'll see how it goes, and we're very happy with this current venue, but like, if it goes crazy, say we start getting 400 or 500, then we'll have to look around and be nice, but, you know, it's could be all pipe dreams at the minute, but you never know, you never know. You never know
what's around the corner, and of course a lot of things have started from sitting over a desk and talking over a beer, and especially with Eva, she can talk, that girl can't she?
She's great what she does, yeah.
She's good.
Couldn't do it without her.
I love it when she wears her hat and she's had a couple and she slings her arm around and he goes, "Oh, great to see you." You know, she's a character, and of course that's what you need. You need characters.
Yeah, between us and the DJs, we're a good mixed bunch. We've all got different ideas and throw them all together. You know, so it all works out quite well.
Okay, just before you go, once again, please, remind us where it is, when it is, and how you get there, and all the details, please.
Well, the 4th Northern Soul Night is on Saturday 25th of August, which is this Saturday, at the Boomerang Bar, which is part of the Wombat Bar in the Shagwell Hotel Complex on Soi Arunotai. We start at 8 o'clock. It's 400 baht entrance fee for 2 hours. Free flow San Miguel red white wine, and this month, this event, cider. So I'll get down there early because there's only 2 cases of cider. So it'll be first come, first served, I'm afraid, with that.
And what time did you say the doors are open, sorry?
The doors are open at 8, but if we have a lot congregating outside like we had in the previous events, we'll probably open about 7:45.
Okay, all right. Well, just to let you know why you've been on air, okay. Jerry and Harris and Howard are listening. Pastor Spider D, Steve, Tim, and Witch and Skype, is it? Or Sype, or whatever his name is. They all say that they're looking forward to it. So, anything else you'd like to mention before you go?
Just as contact deals, you can find us on his Facebook page. If you search for Pattaya Soul Club, you can join this page. We've got nearly 200 members already, so that's going well.
Lovely.
Anybody want to email us, like any potential sponsors want to get involved, or anybody want to know, or anyone who's not on Facebook, I'm sure there's a few out there, wanting to know details of forthcoming events, especially the birthday party, can email us at pattayasoulclub@gmail.com.
Okay, well, if you write all that down for me, I'll stick it on our Facebook, and then people will know where to get in contact with you, yeah?
Yep.
And it's been a good pleasure, and you're welcome to come back anytime you want to come back, Earl.
Yep.
And I think you're doing a great job, and of course, Northern Soul lives on, of course, in Pattaya now.
Yep, keep the faith, as we say in the scene.
Keep the faith, as we say in the scene, and keep the faith for you, Earl. Thank you very much for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for your time, Dave. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.